Are you curious about the University of California, Davis and its study vibes? Or do you want to know more about IISMA program but don't know where to go? Let's talk about it. Halo, selamat berjumpa kembali. My name is Rahel Fianto, but people usually call me Anto. I'm a final year student majoring in aerospace engineering at Institut Teknologi Bandung, or ITB. I'd say that I'm lucky enough to be a part of IISMA First Batch awardee at University of California, Davis. During my study there, I took 5 courses in total. The first one was general psychology. The second one was presentation, communication, and collaboration skill, or also known as DRA or dramatic arts. The third one was engineering problem solving with MATLAB. The fourth one was design of coffee. And the last one was directed group study. You may notice that I'm not at UC Davis or California anymore by judging the weather. Yes, I'm back at the Cimahi and Bandung area again, and I choose this place or this park because this park is as beautiful as Quad Park in Davis. Alright, let's talk about the pre-departure phase. I remember that I first received the information about IISMA on May the 10th, 2021, and it was kind of late, to be honest, compared to my other friends from other universities. In total, I only had 12 days to prepare all the required documents. However, it didn't stop me to study abroad because my brother once told me to maximize this rare opportunity to the fullest. And that's why I chose UC Davis, because it's located over 8,000 miles from my hometown. The selection process of my batch itself was pretty simple. The first selection was administrative. We need to submit our data, including our major, our cumulative GPA, and then we need to submit our English proficiency proof or certificate such as IELTS, Duolingo, and TOEFL certificate. And we need to submit our chosen university, the letter of nomination from our home university, and the last one was the essay. After waiting for about 3 days, we went to the interview selection, and that was it. In my opinion, the hardest part was actually finding your why and pouring it into your essay, because it will take a lot of your time and your effort, so be prepared. On June the 14th, 2021, I get selected as an IISMA awardee. However, we won't be able to enter the United States yet if we don't have our visas. The process was easy as long as we follow the guideline from the US Embassy. And the unique part of being a UC Davis awardee was we were studying from the summer, August 2021, even though it was an online session. After 30 hours plus of flight, we finally arrived at the Sacramento International Airport, or SMF. The housing agency was picking us up and drove us to the International Center to meet our host family. I was having mixed feelings, nervous and excited at the same time, because I didn't have that much interaction or in-person interaction with natives before. Next, I want to show you a picture of my Davis family. My mom, Mrs. Erin O'Hara, my younger brother, Max Aboides, my younger sister, Gianna Aboides, and our cute little dog, Bella. I also lived with my housemate from Japan. His name is Nobusuke. He is really a nice person. In addition, he was very sporty compared to me because he went to the gym almost every day during our stay there. To me, Davis is a small city with a lovely neighborhood. And I'd say that the title most bicycle-friendly city in the world is no joke at all. Because I use bicycle almost every day as the main transportation to the campus. If the weather turns to be too hot or too windy, we can catch a bus for free. It's called the Unitran. I didn't experience major culture shock except for food. I missed eating noodle and rice so bad. Even so, everything from Davis makes me fall into an eternal love pit. Okay, the learning atmosphere at UC Davis is fascinating. The student facilities, the diversity, and the overall vibe prove that point. You can always find your inner peace at the tremendous arboretum, or you might want to strengthen your muscle at the Arc. Let me illustrate my unique learning experience at UC Davis. Before, I didn't know that I could learn fluid mechanics and engineering concepts from brewing a coffee, or practicing our communication, our collaboration, and presentation skills from a theatrical point of view, or even developing a useful MATLAB app with my teammates would be possible. It's just amazing. One thing to note is that almost all courses have a final group project, so we are expected to have a solid collaboration skills. This is maybe one of the differences in education in Indonesia. If we talk about the student life, I think we won't be able to make this video short enough to watch. It is known that UC Davis has a ton of student activities, both on and off campus. You may join Greek Life, the ASUCD, the FRUCD, the Formula SAA team, and many more. I involved myself with the ASUCD Pantry for the on-campus activity and the International House Davis for off-campus activity. You may also take a look at the ITB Student Mobility Fair Instagram if you want to know my daily activities. It's on the Life Beyond Border highlight. Finally, it's time to go home. I hate this phase most because we need to say goodbye to our family and memories in Davis. During my study there, I've learned exceptional learning material and formed precious relationships with my family and the Davis neighborhood. From the pantry, I've learned that students have rights to food security, which can be applied to universities in Indonesia. From the iHouse, I've learned how we can appreciate and embrace the cultural differences. And this whole journey has opened my eyes to the diversity and the warmth of a relationship. In this phase, I'm looking for a network of IISMA alumni to grow and collaborate with. My dream for Indonesia has never changed at all: to enable the STEM education in Indonesia to be as accessible as possible. Also, if you all need help, discussion, consultation, or anything else about IISMA, just feel free to contact me through my Instagram or my LinkedIn. I'm happy to help you. I think that's it for this video. I know maybe it doesn't cover all the questions, but I'll try to make another IISMA video for you guys. Now, I'm officially IISMA biased because IISMA has made me brave to make mistakes and learn from them. Also, IISMA has answered my questions on diversity and cultural differences. Be bold to go abroad.